let's be honest, guys, it wouldn't be an Arsenal game if they didn't make it as difficult as possible, because that is exactly what we just got with the game against Crystal Palace. You know, at times we look comfortable. We look like, you know, we're comfortably leading and winning the game, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, we just capitulate, and we are so lucky. Or is it luck? I don't know if it's just really good team spirit today. We rode through all that momentum that Crystal Palace had when they equalised, and we were able to ride that momentum out and then actually take the lead again and then make it 3-1. And we really, really did well to do that. I was absolutely devastated when it was 1-1 because I knew, with typical Arsenal, what was going to happen next, and that would be that Crystal Palace would go on to win the game. But, as we have done quite a few times this season, even in positions where we're losing, but losing and drawing, we've always managed to somewhat come back. We've earned, I think it's 12 points from non-winning positions, you know, so we seem to be quite strong this year when not winning the game. We seem to find that extra gear and quite often win the game. So, although I wasn't feeling confident that at the time, you know, Crystal Palace were absolutely hammering us when they equalised 1-1. It really looked like they were going to make it 2-1, and then the rest is history. Alexis Sanchez, I mean, I know he's not going to be here next season. Who knows, he may not even be here by the end of January, but we are so blessed and so lucky to have a player of his quality at the club, and he will be missed. But do you know what? I'm at the point now, and I've spoke about this before, where I'm not going to be too upset if Alexis leaves. I think at this point, and I know a lot of people may disagree with me, but I think I'd rather keep hold of Ozil because he had another phenomenal game today. And by the way, Jack Wilshere, it's so refreshing to have Jack Wilshere in the team. He's now played a lot of games in a row. He hasn't been subbed off. He's been playing the full match. He hasn't picked up any niggling injuries that we know about. And he's looking like the real deal right now. He's comfortably one of England's best midfielders when he's at his best. There's no doubt about it. The assist for Alexis later on in the game when he lobbed the ball over the defence, it was just perfection, absolute perfection. And that is what Jack Wilshere brings to the team. He's such a creative player, and he does a job defensively as well. Many times when maybe like Zaha, who had a very good game as well for Palace, you know, he was running at the defence, and Jack Wilshere was there, stuck his foot in, got the challenge complete, and took the ball away from him. Let's talk about the defence, because I think, you know, we conceded twice today, and both goals not great defending. I mean, the second goal, I can kind of, it just happens, doesn't it? It just does. It happens. But the first goal, Townsend, how has he found the space? It just blows my mind. If you watch it back, Mustafi doesn't react quick enough. Koscielny's not marking his man. Chambers, I think he had an okay game, but he completely, I mean, he didn't do enough. He completely misjudged what was going on there, and all he did was stick a leg out when he should have maybe done a bit more. So it wasn't the greatest of performances from our three centre-backs. I thought it was very nice going back to the 3-4-3 tonight. I thought Petr Cech had a pretty average game as well, to be fair, and I really do feel like, you know, I said this in the Liverpool Operation Arsenal when we drew 3-3, that we are a very top-heavy team. We're very good going forward, or at least we're better than we are defensively. I feel like going forward we've got more talent than we do going back. Koscielny, he's definitely, I mean, he's had his prime. Let's just say that. He is getting on a bit now. Mustafi looks great. Great goal, by the way. Great finish. And I do like Mustafi, although I do think he is a liability sometimes. He makes a lot of mistakes. We've got Chambers and Holding, who are young, inexperienced. We've got Monreal, who's a converted left-back. Mertesack's retiring at the end of the season. We really need to invest in a centre-back in January, or at the very least in the summer. And you're seeing Virgil van Dijk go to Liverpool for 75 million. I mean, I know that's a crazy amount of money, but at least they're attempting to fix that defensive problem they've got. And that's exactly what we need to do. Even if it means spending an obscene amount of money, they're doing it. And Van Dijk, although I don't think he's worth 75 million, he's worth whatever they're willing to pay. That's just the way football works. Van Dijk is worth 75 million to Liverpool. It's just as simple as that. You can't complain and argue. It's just the way it is. If they weren't willing to pay 75 million, then they wouldn't have, would they? He wouldn't be worth that then. A player is worth what you're willing to pay for them. So I'm hoping that we do manage to bring someone in defensively, a starting player, a world-class player. Not that there's many available. And also, you know, there's another thing that's really, really frustrating me, and it's still this same issue that I've mentioned how many times now? Can we stop substituting Lacazette off in the 70th minute? I mean, it's not every time the 70th minute, but it's around that time of game, between, you know, the 65th and 75th minute, he comes off and you can see he's so disappointed that he's coming off. He wasn't able to score today, but he was brilliant. He was so good for us. I feel like he's playing a different role at Arsenal than he was at Lyon. He was quite literally the goal poacher, the goal scorer. With our three up top, with Mesut, Alexis and Lacazette, he is much more of... He's still our goal scorer, okay? He's still, you know, the poacher that he always is and always will be. Always has been, I should say. But he's also a massive team player. He's getting a lot of assists. And I feel like it's not necessarily a bad thing. He doesn't need to be scoring every single game, although it would be nice, as he's our record-signing striker and, you know, he's an unbelievably good player. But the role he's playing, he's just linking up with Ozil and Alexis so well. And then when you take him off, I feel like it's really unfair, because it's that time of the game when defenders get tired, teams feel like they've been stretched a lot and they cannot get as tight. And that is when clinical strikers like Lacazette will bag in their goals, you know, in the last 20 minutes or so. So I know Wenger's probably not going to stop doing that, but it would be nice. Alexis, I mentioned, I thought had an absolutely fantastic game. He was man of the match by miles, which is quite convenient, seeing as it's the transfer window. It's just opening up soon. In fact, I think it's technically open now, isn't it? I'm not sure. Van Dijk obviously has already completed a move, but hasn't officially done it. There's no doubt in my mind that Alexis he's still playing to the... Well, is he playing to the max of his ability? Maybe not the maximum. Maybe he doesn't want to get injured if he's going to get this big move to Bayern, City, PSG, whoever it may be. But I feel like tonight was the first time in weeks that he really was the Alexis we know. He was fantastic tonight, and both goals were brilliant. I mean, the first one, unsavable. He got a touch on it. I think it was Hennessy in goal. Maybe you're wrong, but no chance. It was going in, whether you like it or not. But do you know what? I think his second goal was just as good. The pass from Wilshere made it possible, but the way he's controlled it and just slotted it into the bottom corner, I mean, no keepers are saving that. He's just so good at that. It'd be nice if Lacazette could get into those positions. I think that's maybe where Lacazette is lacking. His runs aren't as good as Alexis, I would say. He's not as intelligent maybe, but that'll come. He's still relatively young, whereas Alexis, you know, he's of that age. He's in his prime, and I think that's part of the problem. He needs that final big move in his career, and I think he will get that. Ozil, I'm hoping he's going to sign a contract. I'm feeling more and more confident about it the more he plays like this. You know, the last few weeks, maybe even months, he's been comfortably our best player, along with Monreal, Kolasinac, Ramsey when he was playing, Wilshere right now. So I'm optimistic that we will be able to keep Ozil, but you just never know. Now, I tweeted out earlier on, and I got a lot of people thought I was joking or just found it hilarious, but I said Wilfried Zaha and Fekir would be pretty much the dream replacements for me. If we do lose Alexis and Ozil, or just one of them, Zaha would be a great replacement, and so would Fekir. And I don't know why people are laughing. Okay, Fekir, he's a bit hot and cold, but I feel like with better players around him, he will be absolutely unbelievable for us. I really do strongly believe that. And Wilfried Zaha is on another level right now. He makes Crystal Palace twice as good. I mean, without Zaha tonight, I don't think they would have been anywhere near as good as they were. He is just so direct. He's so quick. He's so strong. I love his work ethic. I know he got his move to Man United and it didn't quite work out, but why they sold him for less than 10 million, I don't know. He's worth 30, probably more than that now. So that's what I'm thinking. If we are going to need to replace Alexis, which is looking likely, I think Zaha or Fekir would be a great choice. And if we lose Ozil as well, maybe both signings, you know, both Fekir and Zaha, or players of that type. We need more direct players, stronger players. I think Mesut's obviously more of a creative player than he is a runner. Although he's not slow, he's not the fastest. And I think Zaha would... I mean, it would almost be like getting a prime Theo Walcott, you know. I know Theo Walcott hasn't really fulfilled his potential that we saw when he was so much younger. But Zaha, I feel like he's a very similar player, but he's just got that final bit of quality that we haven't seen from Theo. But in the end, guys, although it was a stressful match, it's a win. It's 3 points on the board, which we dearly needed. We really, really did need that. So it's been a good end to the year, I would say. We've got back on some good form, and that is the most important thing going into 2018. So thank you so much for watching, guys. And also I wanted to say a quick thank you on yesterday's video. The support was unbelievable. So many emails and tweets and stuff telling me that they thought it was a great video, that I was explaining what's wrong and that they've got similar issues. And it's been overwhelming, actually. So thank you so much for that. And I can reveal that the Wolves career mode will be starting tomorrow. We are going to be, unfortunately, stopping the Hansa Rostock career mode. Although I've got some plans maybe to do like a simulation and do a final video and show you how the team looks after 4 or 5 years. But we'll see. But if you're looking forward to a Wolves career mode, it will be starting very soon. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next time.